Here we go. Hi. Welcome. Season 2 of the Heal Out Loud show with Nicki B. I'm so glad you can join me today. It is my first episode back in the saddle. I have been back in Columbus for about a month now and still working on getting acclimated to my new home. But my old home, I moved back home with my mom, who's in here in Columbus, Georgia. And the show is going to be pretty much themed the same way. We're going to be talking about healing. We're going to be talking about how I use plants to heal. And we're just going to be doing it from a different location now. We're going to be doing it from Columbus, Georgia, and the surrounding areas as I move around and about to kind of share with you what I'm doing now. I decided that in September I was going to be resigning from my roles at M for MM and at Black Buddha in Nevada and moving back home here to Georgia so I can step away from work for a little while and heal. And so that's what I've been doing since I got here in January. I had my appointment with my transplant team up at Emory. An evaluation appointment is what they call it. So I had that on December 26th, last month. And so we'll get into the details of that. But first, I want you to understand that it is going to be the same format. Every Wednesday, I will check in, weekly check in. We will have guests on the show as well. Some of those guests may be Luna Lovegood, right, Luna? Luna's the puppy. You'll see her more and more. If you check my socials, Luna and I get in 10,000 steps a day. We try to. So she's keeping up with me. I appreciate her being my walking buddy during this time. But every Wellness Wednesday, we'll do a check in. We will learn about how to use food as medicine, the many modalities of holistic care that I've learned about over the years, and how to be an impactful advocate for your own health. You are the doctor of your own body. Dr. Clay shared that with me recently, and I'm excited to share more about her and what she does and what she specializes in because it really is fascinating. So stay tuned because I did record our first session together, our first appointment together. So you'll be able to catch some of those more intimate details that we discussed as we move on through the season. My plant medicine journey is just one of many. And over the last 7 years, I've had the privilege of hearing hundreds of patient stories, and all of them deserve a platform. And that's what we'll share here. I say it is time to remove the shame and stigma of using plants as medicine. And healing out loud means aligning yourself with patients, caretakers, and medical professionals who have beaten the odds and forged their own unique path to a happier and healthier reality. First, let's talk about where you'll be able to find me moving forward. So today's episode is streaming live on my YouTube page. That's Heal Out Loud Nicki B. If you haven't subscribed already, please click the subscribe button below and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will also be using LinkedIn as a platform because they still allow us to talk about cannabis and talk about other plant medicines on that platform. So I'll be utilizing that platform as well. I wasn't able to get it done today, but we'll be going live on LinkedIn in the future. And then also social media. I've decided to transfer over to Fanbase. They have a setting that allows you to transfer over your videos and content from TikTok and from Instagram. And so moving forward, I've decided to use Meta less and less since there's probably going to be a TikTok ban coming up here shortly. Making sure to transfer over all my content from there and using Fanbase because it is community owned. You can buy equity right now. You can be part owner in Fanbase. So I think that the way that he's Isaac Hayes III, who's the owner and founder of Fanbase, is setting up to allow creators, especially creators of color, to have a space where they can create content safely and then also they can monetize that content. So I think that that's fascinating. And platform that I'm going to prefer to use moving forward. So check me out on Fanbase. It's the same, Heal Out Loud Nicki B. So I'll see you over there. And then I will also be utilizing mostly my website for contact. But if you wanted to contact me, you can do that at Nicki, Nicki, at Nicki B worldwide.com. And so that'd be an email, easy to contact me. And also, if you have any questions about the any merch, any of the love nugs, anything like that, you can reach me there. That's the best way. So my drive cross country was amazing. Thank you to Chris Green and my good friend Gretchen Gailey. Chris lives in Houston. He's on the radio in Houston. Shout out to KG Smooth. And he came into Vegas the weekend after MJBiz, and him and Gretchen helped me to drive cross country. So the first leg of our trip was in one day. We drove from Las Vegas to Houston. That took us about 22 hours. Then we rested in Houston overnight. And the next morning, Gretchen and I got up and drove to New Orleans and then to Columbus, our final destination. So it was a beautiful trip cross country. It didn't start raining until the last day, but still great weather, no bad weather to get us across the country. So I'm very grateful to them. Also, Gretchen Gailey is also my living donor. When I told her back in September, I was telling friends and family that I might need a transplant. And that was the reason that I'd be moving back to Georgia so I can be closer to my mom and support team. She immediately said she would be willing to be my living donor. Now, that's one thing to say it, but it's a whole nother thing to start the testing process and start the process on her end of determining whether or not she can even be a living donor. And so she started the process a couple of months ago. We found out last month that we are both A positive. So we both have the same blood type, which is half the battle. So I'm so grateful to my friend Gretchen. Thank you, Gretchen, for being willing to donate your kidney to me. I really, really appreciate it. But as we approach that opportunity, there's some things that I've realized over the last month. First, surgery and transplant is not my first option. It is what I would want to be my last option. The process of getting approved to be on the transplant list, both as a recipient and as a donor, is a process. It doesn't happen overnight, takes some time. And so I will be working with the transplant evaluation team here at Emory. Gretchen has already started working with the transplant team up in DC. And over the next month, we will learn whether or not she is able to be a living donor. And I will have the tests necessary to learn if I can be a recipient. There's cardiology involved with that, dental. There's a nephrologist that has to determine the state of my body and if I'm able and capable of having such major surgery. So I had that appointment on December 26th. And, you know, one of the things that I realized about that Emory appointment is the dietitian that I met with was not very open to my plan to reverse my kidney damage holistically. He basically flat out told me that it's unlikely that I would be able to reverse that damage. Well, those are the same people that have been trying to get me on dialysis for the last year. And as long as I'm urinating, then I'm not starting dialysis. And that's something that it means a lot to me. That is why I have dedicated time each day, every single day, to walking at least 10,000 steps every day. My motto these days has been 5K a day will keep dialysis away. And so that is the plan that I'm going to continue to stick with. 5K a day will keep dialysis away. Every time I'm out walking, every step I take, every breath, I remind myself that I am doing this to walk away from dialysis. I am doing the dialysis. I am doing this to heal my kidneys. to reverse the damage. And so I will keep walking. I will keep moving because movement is medicine. Remember that movement is medicine. So, one of the things that I am doing is movement every single day to keep dialysis away, but also to keep my body active. And it has everything to do with your psyche. My body is follows my mind. And if I keep telling myself, if I keep telling my mind, if I keep telling my body that I am healing, I am healed, I am healed, then that's what it will do. And so I'm excited to share this journey with you, kind of show you step by step what am I doing, the herbs that I'm using, the food that I'm eating. All of it contributes to my overall health. And also keeping a stress-free environment. It's why I walked away from the work that I love so much, is because I knew I needed a break. I knew in the last 7 years, I have been going hard in the paint as an advocate for my community, for myself, and getting involved with them for MM really has just been a godsend. I can't talk enough about what Dr. Roz McCarthy now, Dr. Rosalind McCarthy. She was given a doctorate in Vegas the day after I left, actually, from Vegas. And so now she's Dr. Roz McCarthy. So congratulations to her. But her mentorship and guidance over the last 7 years for me has really made a difference. And so I'm so grateful to have been able to work with M4MM, with Minorities for Medical Marijuana, for the last 5 years, 7 years, excuse me. And I would not be here. I would not be in the position that I am today if it were not for Roz really believing in what I do and who I am and wanting to amplify my message. So thank you, Roz. I love you, sister. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me. I know that this is the year of growth and rejuvenation, and everybody is healing in their own way. And so I wish that for everybody within the sound of my voice. So back to my move. I went to Emory on December 26th for my first evaluation appointment with them. I was there all day long with my mom, thanks to mom. And then on January 2nd, I met with Dr. Yolanda Clay. She is a board certified holistic health and bioenergetic practitioner specializing in bioenergetic medicine and homotoxicology. I had to look that one up. What is homotoxicology? Well, homotoxicology is a therapy that uses diluted homeopathic remedies to remove toxins from the body. It combines homeopathy with medical science and is based on the idea that disease is caused by a buildup of toxins in the body. This is something that I have always known, that my body is in a toxic soup right now and has been for some time. The food that I eat, the intentional movement, the intentional, fasting from things that I know will harm and only introduce toxins to the body has been the reason that I'm not on dialysis, is the reason that I'm not hooked up to machines in a hospital. Well, my initial 2-hour session with Dr. Clay on January 2nd was life-changing. She has a protocol to maintain the viral load without allopathic medicine and instead with homeopathic medicine. What is allopathic medicine? I had to look that one up too. Um, Allopathic medicine uses modern medicine and treatments to target specific symptoms. The term allopathic comes from the idea of using treatments that have the opposite effects of a condition's symptoms. So you're treating the symptoms and not the cause of the symptoms. That's what allopathic medicine is. That's what Western medicine utilizes to treat disease, the body at dis-ease. Homeopathic medicine uses natural substances like vitamins and minerals and herbs to stimulate the body's natural healing process and bring it back into balance, bring it back into homeostasis. Dr. Clay told me in our initial appointment, you are the doctor of your own body. This is one of the first things she said to me before we even started the session, the AO scan. Something that I've always known, but hearing it from her validated my sentiment over the years. I will share the video of my session with Dr. Clay later in the season. You don't want to miss that. It's going to be really good. This season, we are doubling down on this philosophy. You are the doctor of your own body. Learning how to tune in, tap in, and turn on that frequency is going to be discussed frequently this year. First, I want to do a brief recap of MJBiz 2024. Man, was it a roller coaster. It went by so fast. Before I left for my healing hiatus, I attended the 13th annual MJBiz Con. I want to shout out my M for MM family for the love and support as I made my transition out of my role. Dr. Roz McCarthy, you are one of a kind. I could not have done this without you. I'm so grateful to have you as a mentor and friend over the last 7 years. I would not be where I am without this woman. I've said it and I'll say it again. And thank you does not seem like enough. But knowing that you are there for me as I focus on myself and my healing is a godsend. When the healer needs to step away to heal themselves and everyone around them encourages that healing, it makes everything a lot easier. So thank you so much. MJBiz is always like a family reunion, and this year was no different. We were slammed with events outside of the convention center that I had to even have a schedule this year. That was the first time I had to do that. But another first was that M for MM had 3 evening events, 3 different events. First, we did a Buds and Bubbly, an all-Black affair that was hosted by Robbie Long of Philadelphia, where he hosts them monthly, and Dr. Lance McCarthy of the Black Agenda. Second, we did a 5th annual dice mixer at Atomic Golf this year with the theme, Where the Deals Go Down. And this year, Roz and Eric singled me out and asked my Canna family to send love my way as I step away to heal. Tears did flow, but I planned and executed the first dice mixer during MJBiz in 2019, and each one since. So it was bittersweet getting a send-off in that way. It really was. Third, we did a Women in Weed mixer where the theme for the evening was Wear Your Fiercest Purple. And we honored 12 women in the cannabis industry that we consider disruptors. And Roz picked the color purple just for me. So each event was special. I'm so grateful that we got to enjoy each other in that way for my last hoorah in Vegas for now. And it really was just special. And if you missed it, I'm going to have all the pictures and updates on my socials. I'll be adding those to LinkedIn as well. I wasn't able to get my interview with Dr. Sue Sicily up today, but I will be adding that to my series, to the season. And so you'll get to see, I got to interview Dr. Sue Sicily. She was a keynote speaker at the pre-show forum, which was on that Tuesday before the conference started. And that was the Remind pre-show forum. So that was a psychedelic focused forum that happened all day on Tuesday. This was my second year covering the convention as media, and it was one of a kind. One of the first things I noticed that was noticeably different was the women's forum that they had scheduled. That was featuring some of the best and brightest in the industry, women in the industry, and the challenges that they face and the problems that they have solved to make our industry a better industry. It's why diversity and inclusion are so important. And so I was able to make it to the Remind Conference psychedelic pre-show forum, and I will have that interview with Dr. Sue Sicily. She really is a groundbreaker, making history again as she gets approval from the federal government to start a research project on veterans and using psychedelics like psilocybin to help manage some of the symptoms dealing with PTSD. So it's really interesting stuff. I hope you'll join me throughout the season. That is the update from me. I just wanted to hop on and share with you what is happening, how we're going to be looking for the new season. I wasn't able to get my studio ready here at the house yet, but I will be broadcasting live from there coming soon, and just sharing some of the insights that that I've learned so far in just a couple of weeks since I've been home, and how you can help others that you might know dealing with the same thing. When I learned that 1 in 3 people in this country are dealing with some sort of reduced kidney function, I realized that it was more common than something like HIV or living with HIV. And I realized how important it is to share my journey with as many people as I can. Because you might not be suffering from kidney disease, but you might know somebody who is. And so let's share this information. Let's get it out. Let's talk about it. And that's what Heal Out Loud is all about. So I'm so grateful that you could join me tonight. We'll be checking in regularly now that this season has started kicking back off. And I'm really excited for you to join me and learn along with me all of the fascinating things that the body can do. And hopefully you can share this information with someone and they can feel empowered to be the doctor of their own body as well. So thanks again for joining me. Stay tuned. We're going to keep this thing going. I hope that you are healing and happy and healthy. And if you're not, then don't try to put that misery on somebody else. Just continue to spread joy and love because that's what the world needs right now. Love you all and talk soon. See you on the screens.